Here we go, and we are recording the Welcome to GoTo session for August 29th, 2017. John Walsh hosting. Okay, Dan, Isaiah, what I'm going to do here, again, feel free to comment either in chat or turn your microphone on. There's only a couple of us here, so it won't get all noisy and all that fun stuff. I'm just going to go over the dashboard real quick and then and point out a couple of different things, just because this FSO4 is new, and explain what we're doing here. There may be some differences from previous class dashboards that you've had. This portion here, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the course manual information, so we have our contact information. Video message from Dave Myers, who's our course director. You won't be directly dealing with him at this point. Perhaps at another time. Is somebody else here? Yay! Welcome, David. We just got started. Can you hear me, and can you see my screen here and my cursor moving? Your microphone is on. I am going to shut it down for the moment, just because, there we go. But feel free to turn it on or chat. It's just background noises can get a little distracting. So yes, you can hear me. That's correct. Great, wonderful. Welcome. As I said, I'm just going to go over the dashboard here real quick and then point out a few things. The course materials and information is kind of self-explanatory. Welcome letter, of course. The course manual textbook. That is our textbook, which we have actually written. If you haven't downloaded it yet, it can get a little tricky, and what happens is it ends up opening in preview in Adobe Reader sometimes, and all you really have to do is close it out, fully open Adobe Acrobat Reader, and the directions are here. Save it to your desktop. Don't try to directly load it from the page. Again, for some reason, it doesn't load, so you'll just do a save as or save link as. Save it to your desktop, and you can open it there, and the password is HMA. If you have any problems with it, be sure to give me a shout. Again, it's usually just a small issue. And let's back up here a little bit. Server's a little slow, I noticed. I actually had trouble getting on. I had to log on a couple of times, so hopefully it doesn't crash on us this evening. Late assignment policy, you guys can read that for yourself, you'll get it. Anything that says optional is just that, optional. It's just for you guys, for your further edification, if you want to talk about stuff or do other things. And there's several of those on here. But we know everyone's very busy, so we're not going to require anyone to do these optional ones. Just know that they're there, and they're really for you guys, mostly to communicate with each other about the class and about the movies and such. Preview of final project. It's funny, my welcome letter, I actually used the one from final project when I reloaded this and didn't realize it. I'll go briefly over the final project right now, but we're going to have another full-on GoTo session about that in about 2 weeks. So I'm just going to go over it really quickly so you understand what's going on with it. So let's check that out. The final project is due at the very end of class, the very last Sunday of class in week 4. Here's our preview of it, and what it is, it's a 3 to 4 minute video. It does have to have visual and audio components. It can be simple, very, very simple, just you talking to your laptop, your camera, or your phone. Or those of you who want to show off some of your more your editing skills or After Effects skills or other things, you can do that. You can use Web 2.0 systems if you like. I forget some of the names of them. They're like Prezi, I think, is one of them, and all that. Okay, and basically it comes down to choosing a couple of choices. You can choose, and see, look, it looks like we crashed again, but that's all right. If you guys see that little unable to, but the page is up, so we're good. Hopefully, unless I try to change the page, we'll see what happens. Choose a specific aspect technical or creative aspect of filmmaking. It could be special effects, acting, sound, lighting, editing. Yeah, and feel free to expand your minds and think about different things that you might want to try. Usually, it's good to try something that you're interested in, that you're really passionate about. Okay, and what we want to focus on is how this particular technology or techniques shape and influence motion pictures over the course of film history. I'm going to leave it just at that and move on to the next one here, which is another option you have is to trace the evolution of a specific film genre, although I'm going to change that. Really, film genre or subgenre, because there's so many genres out there that are mixtures of genres. Okay, martial arts films, animation, westerns, horror, blaxploitation, romance films, adventure, musicals, you name it. And again, you're going to want to look at that and examine how the genre changed and evolved over time from its introduction to the present day. I might add in here also, you'll see here, take into consideration social, political influences and technological innovations. Often what's happening in the world around us, both technologically and socially, are reflected in our films. Also, especially in our technology. Anytime we go to war, technology kind of ramps up in the media industry because it's being used for that particular thing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've got a drone. I've got a drone camera. That didn't come out of the private sector. That came directly out of military applications and then was applied to the private sector. And now we don't have to hire helicopters anymore, do we? Which are very, very expensive. So that'll give you an idea of what the project is about. As I said, I'm going to be moving along into in 2 weeks or so. You have a drone as well, Dan? Okay, yeah. I don't have the FAA license yet, although I'm working on that. I hear it's not as easy as you think it is. I'm going to move on from this because, again, in 2 weeks we'll have another GoTo session. And again, we're recording these as well. So let's just see if I can get out of this and not have it crash on me. Hey, it worked. Good. There we go. A little slow, but it's going. All right, go down here. I have a blog which is optional. Somebody emailed me about it, and it's really just a informational thing. I put up a lot of information and also pictures and comments from friends all over the place, professionals, former students, current students, and you might want to check it out. There can sometimes be some really cool stuff on there. Calendar of assignments. This is simply a excuse me. This is simply a hard copy of what we call the month at a glance. So all your assignments that are due throughout the month, so that you can have something. I don't know about you guys. I don't always trust, for example, right now, that my computer is always going to work, or my or the FSO is going to be up, or even I've lost drives at times. So I like to cover myself with paper, figuratively if not literally. And one way to do that is to just have a calendar. I think that's that I can just put up, on my wall where I place my laptop, so I can look at it really quickly. The student user guide here, that's from Full Sail, of course. Here's the video lesson table of contents. Again, it's just a printout, or you can look it on the page itself. Our video lessons are broken up into roughly 5 to 8 minute sections. And what this table of contents does is it tells you what's in each actual video. Thereby, instead of just, because we may have an entire lecture on foreign films, but it's broken up into, say, 5 different videos. Well, if you're looking to rewatch something or find some information, that would really stink to have to go and look through and watch each of them again. So it tells you what's included in each of those, so they can target each little video there. And in an emergency, can't find something, usually you can find it here just by going to can't find something. Okay. Now there's something here that is that we added that I don't know that other classes have, and the reason we added it was because we no longer can schedule announcements. They have to be done live at the time and sent to you. Sometimes that's not possible. We have multiple sections. We're also on campus here, sometimes in day, sometimes at night, and those things can fall through the cracks. So to avoid things falling through the cracks, we have the bulletin board announcements, and appreciate if you guys would check them every once in a while. And all it is, and they are actually timed to open at certain times. For example, that's the week one. Download instructions for the manual. A lot of the stuff we have here is redundant because you'll find that information, of course, when you go to the course manual. The download instructions are there too, but they're also here just as a reminder. And that already opened. That one opened. The sign up, as you know, opened, of course. So you've obviously been looking at this. And it's just information we find that'll be useful for you throughout the week that we can pre-schedule, and it just pops up on your dashboard for you at a given set time. Then, of course, we go to the week one of the assignments. It simply breaks your assignments down. As you can see there here, we have the professionalism assignment. That's the only graded assignment that is due this week. It's due on Sunday. Please don't forget to do it. All you have to do is read it and click mark as complete. We purposely don't, I mean, obviously there's these other assignments that are learning information, but we purposely didn't add any other assignments, written assignments, or anything like that, just so you could get used to the flow of the class and kind of see where it's going and kind of catch yourselves up and all that. I believe I have adjusted the dates and to reflect the Labor Day weekend, but I'll go back and check that to make sure. And again, you go in here, the screenings, film screenings. Let me just sneak over to the page here, the instructions. Normally, you can just use that a link, and it should take you to the movie. Okay. Down here, we have an introduction. First of all, just a couple-minute introduction that that I've done for those with no spoilers. Okay. Now, if you have a problem with this particular one not working, let's see if it comes up. It came up. Now let's see if it streams. Okay. All right, so we have a working movie there. Great. If it doesn't work, we have another option for you, which is you would just go here, take that link, paste it into your browser. Oops, I think that's not right. Don't you love when things don't go right? Let's see, maybe that's got a typo in it. No, there we go. And it takes you to Full Sail's library database. And what you'll want to do is go to the Swank Digital Campus. Swank is our video streamer. And if you go in there, you will find our library of films. Okay? And also, you can use it if you just want to check out some movies that aren't in this class. You can search through here and find all sorts of films. But you will be able to find the films that we have for you on here in case that link, for some reason, the previous link doesn't work. That one there. Backing up here. And that continues for the entire week. We have 3 quizzes throughout the month. They're obviously open book. They're on your end. You complete them. They are needed to be completed on Wednesdays. Again, I may have adjusted and given you an extra day or two on some of the assignments because of the Labor Day weekend. I just don't have the calendar in front of me right now. But be sure to look at that and just know where you're at with that. If you have any questions, please give me a shout. So the weeks continue here. And then the very last part here, which you guys probably have seen before, is research and development, which is just information that Full Sail wants to provide you with. Overview of some of the classes you've taken. Advanced learning is some of the classes that are coming up. And one last thing here. Week 4. Oh, there we go. is the final project. Just want to look at it. You'll see it's the same, basically the same information. I strongly urge you to keep a copy of it, and even possibly as backup, you could load it to YouTube or Vidler when you're done with it to make sure that you don't run into any tech difficulties when you're loading it up. But again, we'll go over that in the next GoTo session in about 2 weeks. Now that I've talked your ears off, does anyone have anything, any comments, any questions, see any good movies you want to tell us about? Please feel free. So I'm all talked out, guys, here. I just had a 4-hour lecture today, too. You're good, Dan? Okay. Isaiah? What drone do you have, Dan? I've got the DJI 2. Isaiah's good. Okay. David? Good, I'm glad. And please feel free to let me know what you really think about the movies and the material, and if there's something missing or you see a typo or something's not working, please. Ooh, Phantom 3, okay. Have I don't know what the features on the Phantom 3 are. I'm just assuming it's a little bit fancier. Probably has a longer flight time, I'm guessing, as well as a probably better HD link. Yeah, 4K. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Do you get to use it a lot? A little bit, yeah, when you have the time, exactly. If you're not actually using it for a gig, it's kind of tough to get out there and fly it, especially depending upon where you are and what the local rules are as far as using it. Yeah, David, they're getting really, really inexpensive depending upon what you want to do with it. They're getting really, really, really inexpensive and really, really intuitive, really easy to use, including the ones that will follow your phone. They just hook into your GPS or whatever, and will follow you around all over the place, which is great for people who are doing sports and that kind of thing. So the Spark is the cheapest, is it? I saw that they're making some really little ones too, which are pretty cool. You just throw them in the air and they open up and take off. I mean, what a strange technology. We're really in the future now. Spark. I'll write that down and check it out. Yeah, absolutely. All right. If nobody has any other questions, I don't want to monopolize your evening. Again, just feel free to give me a call. I'm available a lot of the time. Really, actually, via email is the best. If it's an emergency, obviously call. But I check my email religiously, probably too much at times because I check it day and night. But again, we're online. That means day and night and weekends. Okay, so yeah, and I really can't help myself sometimes. Tell you the truth. Filmmakers, we can be a little bit obsessive sometimes. So in some ways that helps. So again, please feel free to contact me. You can also give me a shout if you have an emergency on my phone. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming, and have a wonderful evening. We'll see you later. And we are signing off. Go to session 829.